Okay. Back. I'm settled. My voice has had a moment to rest. I still kind of want that soothing tea, though. It's just like, it feels like I've been... Maybe not that specific tea. I was thinking I've had that tea for years as I play through this series. That's not necessarily true. I discovered this tea like 6 months ago. I'm trying to remember what my usual tea was before. Because I definitely don't have it anymore. It might have been something from David's tea. I basically stopped drinking David's tea when the pandemic hit. Purely because I would always, like, I would just go to the physical store, which was very close to my house. It was like a less than a 10-minute walk. And then the store, after lockdown, or during lockdown, they just permanently closed the location. And like, I could have just ordered online, right? But I just didn't wanna. I don't know why, I just kinda like took the wind out of my sails for getting David's tea, and so I just stopped buying their tea. Oh, they wanted to take care of a cryptid, and then we did it. Yeah, we did. But recently I was gifted like a little like Christmas gift thing with some David's teas, and they were really good. And it makes me want to buy some David's tea. Oh, so I say I have to be a man and drink the spice. His hot foods aren't a problem for him. Oh no. It's definitely better to just be honest about that kind of thing. Especially with spicy foods, like, I don't know if that's just me or getting older. Maybe it's just the fact that I don't really eat a lot of spicy food anymore. But aside from it, you know, me just being a wuss about it now, I end up with like stomach pains and diarrhea from excessive spice now. Or maybe it was just a certain, like, I ended up buying, I wanted jalapenos. They were sold out. They had Thai green peppers, which were a lot stronger, but like I would put an amount in that was equivalent to like a few jalapenos. And the digestive problems I had was insane. But I kept eating them because I liked them. But my body could not figure it out. And as soon as I like finished eating them, instantly got better. Digestive problems were over. Hello, SSS. You didn't happen to run into anything unusual on the way here, did you? Unusual how? Nothing seemed out of the ordinary as far as we could tell. Is that right? Suppose they won't be showing up today then. In a way, that's almost a relief. Forget I said anything, it's just some work-related business. Might put in a request for all of you in the future, so I'd appreciate it if you heard me out when the time comes. I don't know what's up with you, but sure. You know you can hit us up whenever. Thanks, I'll hold you to that. This makes me want to mainly run down the road. Probably gonna be nothing there, though. I've read over your investigation report. I find it interesting that the pleroma grass mentioned during the cult incident would be relevant to our current predicament. We were surprised as well. How would you like us to proceed with the investigation? Unfortunately, the CGF is still unable to act. That said, having identified the apparent cause of the cryptid's sudden appearance is tangible progress. In light of that, I ask that you continue looking into things to the fullest extent of your abilities. Don't worry, we got this. Ooh. Oh, I talk to everybody everywhere at all times, and I missed number 7 somehow. Where the fuck was it? It just... Where was it? That's bullshit. I tried to fast travel, but you can't do that. Gotta go to my car. I mean, I didn't think I would actually find all the chapters, because I never do. But I've been very thorough in this playthrough. At least he doesn't dispense with the useless things. Oh shoot, I'm late. I'm supposed to be at training first thing this morning, and the instructor's never gonna let me hear the end of this. Is this girl your old neighbor, Lloyd? The one who recently enrolled here? Yeah, that's her. It's crazy to think we could be co-workers in the future. I'm glad you're here again, Sorayu, because I did want to ask, because you might know. Was Yuna in the original release of this game, or did they add it for, like, PC release? I haven't looked into it, and I want to know. Added? That's what I thought. You can kind of tell with, like, their model, because, like, we've also run into her siblings, and they're, like, they have higher definition. Like, look at her hair versus everyone else's hair. It is crisp and clean on her model, and everyone else is a little bit blurry. It was added in the Vita remaster. Okay. That's what I thought. It's taking me back to my early days as a cadet. I really put you through the ringer at the beginning. You know exactly what it's like to get chewed up by the instructors, too. But the PC version is based off, so makes sense. Yeah. Because my imagination was like, there's no way that Yuna was in this game before they came up with Cold Steel. Because that level of foresight that's too much foresight. There's no fucking way. I kind of want to check the cryptid layer. Other narrative tie-ins, I think, would be in the original, like the whole thing with the guy who were just arrested, or not arrested, failed to arrest, or he ruined an Erebonian barons, like he stole their land from under them, and that was Muse's like backstory. Like they didn't add that because they knew they were gonna have Muse as a character. I mean, maybe they did internally, but it bothers me that I have a rush turn and I can't reach anybody. Still, it's a nice detail to add. Don't answer this, but I wonder if Shizuku's gonna end up having eyesight by the end of the game. Oh, hello there, SSS. Lynn Aeolio, what brings you to St. Ursula today? Another bracer request, perhaps? We're taking a little breather and doing some prep work before we get back to investigating the cryptids. Oh, you're not done yet? I don't think she was even in the Geofront version, because That was a convoluted example of, I think, the PSP version, but using the upscale graphics or something like that. Ah. I'm a simple man. They're on PC now, I'm happy. It's just, whatever. I don't know shit about all these releases. The plan is to check out the sandbar on Ursula Road where you exterminated that one from yesterday. We're hoping to find some sort of link between the cryptids and that pleroma grass your report mentioned. Oh, an area suspect at work, just so you know. He'll be handling the last cryptid that was assigned to the guild. All by himself, huh? Anything we can do to lend a hand? Oh, I think we have it under control. Wait, I have to go see who Pearl is. Totally forgot. I'm gonna do that immediately after this conversation, because I'll forget if I don't do it right away. Although I could use some hugs and kisses from Tio to perk me up in case we run into any more trouble. You will survive. So cruel. I'd be more concerned for her if she didn't act this way. In other words, there's nothing to worry about. We can take care of ourselves. You guys just keep doing what you're doing on your end. Got it, good luck you two, and stay safe out there. The report you submitted said that it was also the key ingredient in Gnosis. The orchestrator of the cult incident, Joachim Gunther, manufactured a large quantity of the drug before his demise. For that reason, the question, where had he harvested enough pleroma grass to do so? Wish he could afford Azure. I wish I wasn't constantly falling behind, because Trails Through Daybreak 2 came out yesterday. And so now I have 4 games ahead of me instead of 3. Oh, it takes me so long to get through these. Yeah, it surprised me. It super surprised me because in my head, Daybreak 1 came out last year, but then I looked at the release date, it was 2023, and I was like, oh. Welp. Haven't played Reverie. Yeah, that's the one I'm playing next. But also probably not right away, because part of me really wants to finally just play Baldur's Gate 3. I bought that on release. I still haven't, I've played 1 hour. Okay, who's Pearl? Are you Pearl? You're Cynthia. Who is Pearl? Oh, you're Pearl. It's like Scott is a lot busier than usual these days. I didn't know he was engaged to Scott, or she was engaged to Scott. Future wife is rooting for you. Good job, Scott. Hell yeah. You don't want another game with Reen. I mean, I'm in a similar boat. But whatever. I just wanted to identify which one was Pearl. Because Scott was like, my fiance. I was like, you have a fiance? I must snoop. I must locate your future wife. I'm still waiting for that final food item for that quest. It's probably going to be tomorrow and not today. This is the last food establishment to talk to. Need the dating scene with him and Alphen. Why Alphen, though? Well, you were a big Alphen fan, never mind. She's one of your favorites, right? We'll make him emperor. Okay. Okay. But if you had to choose a date scene, would you choose Alphen or Toa? Oh, I thought, isn't Toa like high on your list? I thought Toa was pretty high on the list. Alphen's higher. Alright. Odds of recovering her eyesight are as low as ever. What do you mean as low as ever? Can't she, like, perceive light and shadow now? Like, that's an improvement. What do you mean worse than ever? Hi, Cecile. Good morning, SSS. Oh, it's so weird because she opens her eyes now. Even though she can't see us. Hello there, Lloyd. What brings all of you here? Did you want to pay Shizuku a visit? Yes, we did. We're not interrupting, though, are we? Oh, no, not at all. I just came to tell her that Michael sent her a letter from Lamont State. I was gonna ask if she wanted me to read it. Did you say Michael? Isn't that the boy Dr. Sayland operated on? Yes, he was also staying on this floor, so the two of us became good friends. We promised to exchange letters with one another when he left the hospital. From regular pals to pen pals, eh? It's not uncommon for St. Ursula to receive letters from former patients like this. Sadly, it isn't easy finding the time to respond over the sheer volume of our workloads. Still, it's nice to hear from them. Knowing that someone I cared for is leading a happy, healthy life never fails to give me a boost of energy. That sounds like you, Cecile. I bet you put a lot of love and care into every reply you make. Perhaps I should begin writing letters to Martha as well. The very concept of letter writing is just gone in modern day. Like, you just can't do that anymore. I mean, you can, but, like, why would you? You know? You just get contact info. You can talk to anybody you want, anywhere in the world, at any time you want. And so writing letters is just, like... It's just not a thing. You still like Elisa, too? I never did. I always thought she was an annoying brat. She did mature, to be fair. She emotionally matured, but... Man... I just don't have patience for that high school crap she pulled in Cold Steel 1. I'm sure she'd like that. She was so happy after seeing you for the first time in years. For me and the canon romance, they kind of fall apart. Yeah, they don't really have anything... They don't really have anything to do with each other in 3 and 4. So that, yeah, you're right, it is a little weird. It's never too late. You're always welcome to give it a shot. I'll consider it once our work slows down. Just go ahead and read this for you. Dear Shizuku, how have you been? I'm doing well myself. I've been praying to the goddess every single night for her to help you see again. He hasn't changed one bit. Uh-huh, it's so good to hear from Michael again. Oh, he included a photo too. It's of him and his parents. They seem so happy. Can't wait to see it. Okay, she doesn't have a separate thing if I talk to her. Laura and Fee's stint annoys me so much. See, I'm the opposite, because Laura and Fee's didn't bother me at all. But Elisa's did. I could see if you just, like, really don't get it and you just don't care. Like, Laura and Fee's thing does go on a bit long. If you're not a fan of what's happening. Or if you're just like, God, just get along already, you dumbasses. Someone's a dumbass. That's what I call convenience. Oh yeah, there's a quest here. In my head, I was like, oh, we can just talk to people and truck along. I forgot I'm also like a mailman. Welcome back to St. Ursula Hospital Special Support Section. As it comes too late, game was like half over already. Everyone else had the little character drama, got over it, and those two out of nowhere after being just fine with each other. Maybe I'm thinking of a different thing than you are. I mean, it was later on in the game. It was like halfway through. I think like when they finally had their showdown in, it was a park at night, and they were gonna have a duel. And then that like the duel got their aggression out, and they kind of got over it from there. I mean, I don't think it was too late. I think it was kind of just like bubbling under the surface the whole time. Like, they definitely weren't just fine with each other before that. It was definitely more subtle. Like, it wasn't like, Machias and Eustace in your face about it. About that, Sarah, there's something we need to ask you. It concerns one of our requests. So that's what that package was. Our nurse admin Martha was racking her brain over it. She thought maybe a nurse made a mistake with the purchase order. Oh, she is yelling at her wrongly. Mistake, you say? Yes, it happens. One of our, clumsier nurses has done something to that effect in the past. Multiple times, in fact. Did she now? So does that mean the package is currently at the nurse's station? Yes, it should be. Feel free to go to the second floor and have a look for yourself. Well, here's hoping. Really makes your heart go out to that poor nurse who was falsely accused. Just a little. Anyway, let's head upstairs. Except I'm gonna do that later, because I'm gonna finish talking to everybody in the hospital first. She can wait. She can get yelled at a little bit longer. That's fine. Eustace and Maki is totally gonna end up together. I mean, hell yeah. And, like, I mean, on that front as well, to me, the canon relationship is Reen and Crow. Like, come on. Especially after all those emotional outbursts in Cold Steel 4. Like, there's no way they're just friends. Like, the man literally willed the other man's soul to not dissipate into the ether. He literally gave him life with sheer willpower. I don't think you do that just for a friend. But Eustace and Milliam, that feels like a brother-sister relationship to me. Honestly, Saron, you should be old enough to know better than this. Why is it that you can't even place a simple order without making these mistakes? No, there's gotta be some other explanation. Just ask Mifa. Or Mayfa. She even watched me put the order together. I mean, sure, it took me 20 tries before I got the numbers right, but we did it eventually. Things Mayfa has to put up with. You're lucky she's so fond of you. Pardon us, did something happen? Oh, hello, SSS. Saron here was tasked with placing an order for medical supplies, but we've run into a problem of sorts. The package that arrived didn't have any supplies. Instead, it had some sort of worn-out doll inside. Goddess knows why. Mind you, this isn't Saron's first offense. Earlier this year, she botched an order of bedsheets, too. Make Agate and Tita official. They probably will at some point. Come on, why won't you believe me? I'm telling you I know I got it right. Lloyd, are you thinking the same thing I am? Yeah, there's no doubt in my mind. What are you two referring to? Well, we might know a thing or two about what happened here. A missed delivery, so the package we received was never meant for us to begin with. That's right, we're currently in the middle of sorting it all out. Would this happen to be the package you were expecting? It appears so. These are the medical tools I placed an order for. Thank you for coming all this way to deliver them to us, SSS. Suppose I owe you an apology, Soro, and I hope you can forgive me. I shouldn't have jumped to conclusions like that. Oh, it's all water under the bridge now, as long as you're not still mad at me. I almost forgot, they should have put it in somewhere. Oh, they should have put it somewhere in here. Oh, there it is, my new Kagamaru strap. Since we were already placing an order, I figured I might as well add this to the package too. Isn't he just adorable? Ron, perhaps we're going to need to have another talk after all. Sorry to interrupt, but if you wouldn't mind, could we take the package you received by mistake? We'll make sure it gets to the right person. Why, of course, give me just a moment. Ah, there it is. Be careful with it now. Thanks, we'll take care of it from here. See, according to the shipping label that Aaron gave us, this package was meant for a private address in the residential district. Now all we have to do is deliver it and the request will be complete. Residential district? Must be one of the homes near Spiegel McDowell's then. Do you recognize this address, Ellie? Let me take a closer look. I think I do, but this address... If I'm not mistaken, it's the empty house to the right of Representative Campbell's. Oh my god, finally we can go in that fucking house. I've been looking at it since the beginning of the first game. Although, didn't we go in there once? Maybe we did. Wait, isn't that the house people kept saying where it was haunted 10 years back? Yes, that's the one. The hell? Then what's going on? Is it possible someone moved in recently? Couldn't really say for sure. Only way to find out is to head there ourselves. Let's go deliver this package. Dungeon, dungeon, dungeon. I still haven't looked in, like, because I've thought about it in the past, trying to find, like, Discord and Reddit communities surrounding this series. I still haven't gotten around to, like, trying to join them and interact with people. This is definitely the address. You're right, but... the place doesn't exactly feel lived in, know what I mean? Did someone mess up? Maybe the sender wrote down the wrong address, it's possible. Even if they did, the delivery slip doesn't actually list a recipient, only a destination. Either way, we aren't going to find out anything for sure unless we ask. What's wrong, Tio? Nothing. Hold on, look. It's open. It was a little ajar, so I thought it might be. Well, we may as well show ourselves in and see if someone really did order this. Yeah, I guess so. Excuse us, is anyone home? What did I tell you? No one lives here. But this is definitely the address listed on the delivery slip. Front entrance wasn't locked either. Who are you? Huh? A girl? Oh, excuse us, little girl. Are you the only one home? We're here to deliver a package and... Oh, you mean she's finally here? Don't just stand there, come in. Kid was so excited she didn't even let you finish. Looks to me like we found our recipient. She's clearly expecting a delivery after all. That's odd though. There really was a little girl living here. I'm sure I'd have heard of it. I don't know what to tell you. You met this squirt 10 seconds ago, same as the rest of us did. Just what the hell's going on here? I wish I had a good answer for that. But for now, let's follow her in and see where that leads. Maybe she can give us a better idea of what the story with this place is. Oh, I saw the car book. Give me the ability to walk around. Well, here's the package you ordered, I think. Yay, she finally came home. Upsy daisy. It's one raggedy doll that looks exactly like her. I guess one of those famous antiques, you know, from the Rosenberg studio? I don't think so. It doesn't look very expensive to me. So this doll, did it used to be one of yours, maybe? She's not an it. She's my beloved little sister. Isn't she just adorable? Is she now? Well, thank goodness we were able to reunite the two of you then. Thank you, everyone. Now, if you don't mind, I'm gonna take her back to our bedroom. We're gonna go in there and she's not in there. I bet. Am I the only one who feels completely lost about this? Doesn't seem like anyone else is home either. No parents or anything. What's wrong to you? Nothing. It was only my imagination, I think. Right, hey, who's in there? Someone's at the front door now. Another guest, perhaps? Parents don't seem to be home, so maybe we should answer for her. Yeah, good call. Well, I bet Imelda owns the house. Imelda? Well, if it isn't the SSS, and what are you doing in a place like this? Well, we came on police business. What brings you all the way out here from your antique shop? Police business? What the devil for? This house has been completely abandoned for over a decade. As for what I'm doing here, I've been using this building as a warehouse for my merchandise for some time now. What's the matter? You look as if you just saw a ghost. Alright, what's the big idea here? Even if Imelda's telling the truth about using this place for storage space, can you explain that creepy little girl we just handed the doll to? Good question. We can always ask her ourselves. Sure, there's a perfectly reasonable explanation for this. Right, there has to be. Pretty sure she went into that back door just past the living room. What, are your ears screwed on right? I just told you no one lives here. What? Where'd that little girl go? Think she's hiding somewhere? Lloyd, look at those! Huh? Oh, they do have a little difference in their ribbons. Oh, so I recognize the one we just delivered, but the other one, it looks just like the girl we spoke to. I think the lot of you owe me an explanation here, would you say? Now spill it. Or would you rather arrest yourselves for trespassing? I don't think that's how it works, but I'll try to explain. I see. Turns out what he said had a grain of truth in it after all. What are you talking about? I purchased one of those two dolls while traveling abroad many, many years back. They were said to have been crafted to resemble the daughters of a noble family from long ago. They were a set of twins, so two dolls were made. Unfortunately, I was only able to get my hands on one of them. There's nothing wrong with the doll, per se, but strangely, I could never convince anyone to even consider buying it. What does that last part have to do with anything? For a detective, you're astonishingly dim. The point is, you were made to deliver a second doll, whereupon you came across a mysterious girl who resembles the first. What I'm saying is perhaps that doll came to life and summoned her twin to her, no? But that's ridiculous. A certain man has always insisted to me that every doll has its own destiny. Perhaps that old fogey was onto something this whole time. Every doll has its own destiny. Sorry, but that still sounds absurd to me. Are you telling us that the girl we spoke to was the ghost of this doll? I refuse to believe it. The veracity of that claim aside, there is a substantial concentration of spiritual energy in this building. I can sense the presence of the 3 higher elements too, the way I could at the Moon Temple and Stargazer's Tower. In other words, what we witnessed may have been a spiritual phenomenon of sorts. Spiritual phenomenon? That would explain the hair standing up on the back of my neck. Man, this would be a hell of a lot easier if we were just all hallucinating. But if TLoH says there's something to it, I'm not going to tell her otherwise. You're kidding, right? I don't want to believe any of this. My, but it's fun to watch you all shiver and tremble yourselves silly. At the end of the day, whether or not you put any stock into the blatherings of that reclusive doll fanatic is up to you. But one thing is for certain, and that is, now that those sisters are reunited, they can finally find a proper home, by which I mean a prospective buyer. And that's good news for my bottom line. It's always about the money, huh, old bag? Anyway, that wraps up this request, I think. Let's go back and report to the Capua delivery service employee. Right, the sooner we leave this house of horrors, the better. Hey, looks like you managed to get all the packages where they needed to go. You guys are lifesavers. Thanks, Special Support Section. It was no problem. So, not that it's any of my business, but... is she okay? Her face is kind of pale. It couldn't have been. We didn't talk to... did we? I guess she still has a little... she's still a little bit haunted by the experience. I don't blame her. Give her some time, she'll be fine. Yeah, don't worry about it too much. If you say so. Anyway, I'd best get going now. If I ever need help in Crossbell again, I'll let you know. Call us anytime. We'll be happy to assist. Okay, I think that is everything for the day. Well, can't do this. I have a feeling it's going to be the bakery that gives me the last recommendation. That's going to wait until tomorrow. I'm hoping... Alright, I can't fast travel from out there. I'm hoping I still have access to that house. Hell yeah. You mean deep paintwork. Deep paintwork. Oh, she's in here. Kind of expecting her not to be in here. Does that mean her shop is closed? Not to be rude, Imelda, but aren't you the slightest bit afraid of them? Selling a pair of haunted dolls is the sort of thing that can, well, curse a person. How would I ever stay in this business if I was afraid of the measly ghouls? Besides, my dear girl, do you truly think these are the only potentially haunted items I'm keeping here? Perhaps I could interest you in a ring said to bring misfortune to its owners, one after another. I think we'll pass. Perhaps the bizarre collection of items she stores here is the reason this place is so saturated with spiritual energy. So in other words, it's the old bag's fault? Makes sense to me. Makes sense. Okay. I'm gonna report everything, because maybe I rank up. Then we'll go to the doll studio. I definitely got all those right, so that's good. I got all those right too, so that's good. I did not get all those right. I didn't get any. Oh, fuck. Well, that sucks. Part of me wants to say I have an ingenuity already. Maybe not. EP slowly recovers on the field. I would want that on TO. Of all the people. Do I have any action 2s and stuff? I don't have shit. Or Ellie, one of the two. I don't know. It's a good one. It's not entirely necessary, but it's a good one for its passive effect. Okay. It's time. Let me just briefly read main one. After our talk returned. Well, that's for the cryptid. Doll Studio. Oh yeah, we're specifically looking at Ouroboros. Okay. Save before we go in, and let's go. Hey, look. A moving truck. Or a moving truck. Thank you again, Meister. You've been a great help. With these, we'll be all set for the debut of our new performance in a couple of days. Adios above, your troop is far too demanding with its requests, each and every one of them. Tuning the automata would have been work enough, but designing an entirely new stage set on top of that. I'm a busy man, you know. I really do apologize for that. Illy and the troop leader can have some pretty lofty standards sometimes. That extra mechanism they asked you to install was something we just couldn't live without. It doesn't matter now. I have no issue with lending my studio's expertise to service your plays. I'm sure the goddess would prefer it to the alternative. Thank you? Oh, come to think of it, Meister. We haven't received a response to... Hold on. I'm sure the goddess would prefer it to the alternative. Part of me wants to say he's actually being completely serious. Huh. It's a little early in the series to throw down a nugget like that, but because of the post-credit scene in Cold Steel 4 where they're like, all life is an experiment or whatever. Like the entire reality we live in is constructed like it's the Truman Show. I don't want to say he's actually being quite literal. The goddess in charge of this reality would rather Arc-en-Ciel have a good show than a bad show. We haven't received your response to our invitations yet. Arc-en-Ciel would be honored to have you attend the show. It'd be our pleasure to have the amazing set automata you've provided us. Your Mira is thanks enough. I appreciate the gesture, but as I said, I'm a busy man. Oh. Told them he wouldn't go for it. Still, I'd love for him to see how this hard work is being used on stage at least once. Pardon us. Huh? Wait, aren't you the SSS? We are. You're the stage technician from Arc-en-Ciel, correct? Yep, the name's Heinz. I'm in charge of the props and equipment and such. What are all of you doing out here? Come to see the Meister? Something like that. We had a little matter we wanted to consult him about. Are you here to pick up a commission? Yeah, we had an order for an automaton tune-up and some new set pieces. It was kinda on short notice, with the debut of the rival performance coming up, but he did us a real solid getting it done so quickly. Ooh boy, to tell you the truth, everyone in the troupe owes the Meister a Torim. You don't say. Speaking of which, isn't the revival performance only a couple days away? That's right, Illy and the others are kicking it into high gear right about now. Heck, I've been getting into it myself. What with all the changes we made. Have you know? Sounds like you're all primed to put on a real box office hit. That's the idea, but whoops, I'm a little behind schedule. Gotta get back up there and set all this up. See you guys later. Stop by and say hi to everyone when you get the chance. We'll be sure to. Be careful on your way back. The hell? Am I the only one out of the loop here? You telling me that old-timer's the one behind all the theater magic our Conceal's got going on? It appears that way. You could tell their wire flying technology was advanced, but I never came to the conclusion that it originated from here. Well, at least we know the Meister is in right now. I'm not sure if he'll be willing to tell us anything about the society, but we'll never know if we don't ask. Right. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, I suppose. To enter the doll studio, you'll be unable to visit for the rest of the day. I'm just gonna separate save. I'm pretty sure I've seen and done everything. Let me just see one thing. Medium. Doesn't say short. So I'm not losing out on this yet. Let's go. Excuse us. This is the Crossbow Police Special Support Section. Meister Rosenberg, we'd like to have a word with you. There's no need to shout. My hearing is still perfectly fine. Whatever business you have must be important if you've come all this way. I don't have very much time to spare, but I will make an exception this once, so long as you keep things short. What? She's so cute. A Rosenberg doll. An automated one by the looks of it. Enter. The little one will guide you. See to it that you don't wander anywhere you aren't supposed to. I guess it can't talk? Not that I was expecting it to. Got a load of this gal. Sure doesn't look like any machine I've ever seen. Mind taking us to where your master is, little miss? I think we're supposed to follow her. Right, we probably should keep going. The Meister... probably shouldn't keep the Meister waiting. Oh, bros, just what kind of enemy are we dealing with? What if I specifically wander off, you know? Oh gosh, you automatically start walking in. That's their emblem on the floor. We should recognize that. What is this place? It's incredible. Pot of water just hanging out. Whoa. Is that it? The giant archaism you mentioned before? Yeah, Ren used it back at the Sun Fort. I believe she called it Potter Motter. Oh, this is where it's been. What the hell's all this mechano crap doing down here anyway? I thought this was supposed to be a doll studio. I believe those terminals are connected to the orbital network. This must have been where Kitty was remotely hacking the network. Well, what is it you want? Meister Joerg? Thank you for allowing us to come in and speak with you. We had a few questions we were hoping to ask. Would they by any chance happen to be about what Campanella has been up to? So you know. Do not misunderstand. You are correct that I have ties with the society. In the end, however, I am nothing more than a humble doll maker. I'm not directly involved with whatever grand scheme they have planned. So in other words, you can't tell us exactly what Campanella is plotting to do? I do not know, nor am I in any position to. However, you should understand that he is an enforcer, not an Anguis. He's not authorized to propose plans for the society to pursue. The Anguists, rather, are the ones who draft such arrangements. But hold on just a minute. This is a little too much to take in all at once. Isn't this insider information? Should you really be giving it to us so easily? Huh. It's hardly confidential. There are many on the continent who know of this already. The Church, the Guild, the intelligence agencies of the major powers, and even that is only scratching the surface. Society is so widely known, yet still you were able to freely continue making dolls here. As I said, I'm not in a position to know all of the Society's inner workings. Take the Archaisms, for example. Their construction relies on technologies from many other workshops besides this one. My studio is about one scale on the ever-coiling serpent. Which is why the Church and Guild will never set foot in here without due cause. I suppose that makes sense. Someone like you is more valuable while you're still attached to the snake, which makes you a handy source of info. Correct. That being said, the studio has already been preemptively outfitted for any contingencies. Even should you break the front door down with an arrest warrant, all you would find is an empty, meager doll studio, nothing more. Not even Potter Motter. Well, would you like to try your hand at taking me into custody, having heard all of that? You may not have another chance. No, that's not why we're here. You've made your point. We'd like to inquire further if you're willing to answer. Lloyd? Guess that's all we can do, but it doesn't mean I like it. A wise decision. I take it you'd like to know something more concrete than veiled statements and broad outlines. Narrow your questions down to 3 and I'll answer them if I can. Fair enough. What 3 things should we ask him about? Oh, I mean, we're gonna ask them all. The Anguists. Ooh. Okay, so the one in the middle, that was the Anguist from the Sky Games, I think. Isn't he dead? Maybe. The one on the right we've seen in this game. And then that's Leanne Sandlot on the left. Why is she not like in a mysterious cloak? We've never met her. This game's not even really mentioned her. They are the 7 snake apostles who live and serve to realize the Grand Master's plans. Even I do not know all of their identities. However, I am aware of the Anguists that will be arriving in Crossbell before long. Is there any way you can tell us more about them? One is a man, the 6th Anguith to be precise. He leads the 13 factories that comprise Ouroboros' technological network. He is the Society's greatest theoretician, an engineer with an insatiable appetite. Needless to say, he is a contemptible man. You clearly have a high opinion of him. Just how contemptible are we talking? He is the sort of man who cares for nothing but satisfying his own intellectual curiosity. I am unsure what he hopes to achieve by coming to this land in person. But I can say this for certain, his arrival is anything but good news for Crossbell. Take your word for it. He will not be alone, however. The 7th Anguist, the Steel Maiden, will also be coming to Crossbell. The Steel Maiden? It's got an ominous ring if I've ever heard one. She is an enigma, to say the least. Briefly put, she is a masterful warrior whom you have no hope of defeating, even if you were to face her all at once. Is that strong? You're trying to wingman your fellow conspirators, I see. It was a mere word of warning. Unlike the 6th Anguist, I've heard the 7th Anguist is a virtuous individual. However, were you to face her unprepared, it would surely cost you your lives. Okay, grand scheme. As I already told you, even I am not familiar with the details. From what little I've heard in passing, however, I do know what it is called. Phantasmal Blaze Plan. Phantasmal Blaze? Now there's a name ripe with symbolism. This plan, does it entail causing some sort of widespread incident in Crossbell? Like the one in the Brawl last year? That can't be. There's no way we can just let that happen. Stop making me repeat myself. I do not know the details. What I can tell you is that the Society's intervention here pales in comparison to what happened in Liberal. The Society prefers to operate from the shadows above all else. They aren't the type to make their move on the surface. Is that supposed to make us feel better? Because it sure hell ain't working. Seconded, the fact that you can give us nothing but a name makes whatever they're doing all the more suspect. The D therefore G cult, you mean? As far as I know, the two sides never had any direct ties. Having said that, it is a fact that the Society was the one that destroyed the lodge where Ren was being held. What? You're referring to Paradise, right? Yes, my understanding is that the cult used it to lure in and exploit influential individuals from around the continent. In all likelihood, it was brought down because it began to target influential individuals the Society was backing. It's nothing short of a miracle that Ren survived that place. That hellhole deserved to get wiped out, but it's not like that makes Ouroboros the good guys either. I hope you didn't expect that explanation to win us over. As I said, I'm only telling you what I know. Take it how you will. We done? That makes 3 questions I've answered. You've taken up enough of my time. I'm going to ask that you leave now. But, Lloyd. Fine, that's what we agreed to, so we'll just be going, for now. Would you mind if we returned for another one of these talks? If I feel so inclined. Keep the following in mind, it is not only Ouroboros that you should have your sights set on. There are other forces to be cautious of in the wake of Carspel's bid for independence, wouldn't you say? I guess so. The man's got a point. Sounds like you probably know a thing or 3 about that, too. Maybe so, maybe not. Off you go. Follow the little one like you did on your way here. If you wander off, I can't guarantee your safety. I feel like I just came out of a bad dream. Phantasmal Blaze Plan, and the 2 Anguis making their way to Crosspel to enact it. It's so fantastical, I can barely bring myself to believe it. Just how dangerous are they? From what I've heard about the Liberal incident, very. You can't take the threat they pose lightly. Still, if what the Maester told us is true, whatever they're planning in Crosspel isn't as extensive as it was in Liberal. That'd be a relief. I hear they had an enormous battleship to contend with. Not to mention that giant archaism Pottermotter. Where did you get that info? The First Division has it all labeled as classified. Don't tell me you hear about these kinds of things while working as a host too. My lips are sealed. Is something wrong, you two? Well, yeah, just a little. Utah might be able to explain it better than I could. Do you mind? I will make an attempt. Having seen the automation that guided us in and out of the studio, it's become clear the Society is far more mischievous than they are malevolent. Mischievous? Yes, they have more technological prowess than both the Epstein Foundation and Zeiss Central Factory, yet squander it by choice. Consider the research necessary to develop Pottermotter. It would have been more practical to use those same resources to build 50 airships. You think so? Perhaps they have a source of funding, one deeper than we may realize. Maybe, but whether you're an army or a crime syndicate, efficiency is typically the highest priority of any organization. Recreation typically doesn't have much of a place there, if at all, but Ouroboros turns all of that right on its head. That makes their motives and rationale all the more baffling to me. The words right out of my mouth. The thing about it is, no matter how many Anguis archaisms they've got hiding up their sleeves, Red Constellation and Hayway are probably more of an actual threat, realistically speaking. That ain't even taking into account whatever the Empire and the Republic are up to. That's true. All 4 of them into one autonomous state together, and you've got a disaster waiting to happen. Kitchen already has too many cooks without the Society. The big question is, what do they plan to bring to the table? Who's to say? Even backing the terrorists at the trade conference was allegedly on a complete whim on their part. They don't seem to have any interest in involving themselves with conventional power struggles. In that case, that make what they are working toward as unconventional as everything else they do. That would mean they're completely in... that we're completely in over our heads trying to do anything about it. All we can say for sure is that whatever it is, it can't be good for Crossbell. At any rate, we should return home for now. I want to relay all of this to the chief. After that, we should do the same for the CGF and the guild. Regardless of what the society is after, at least the least we can do is make sure we're ready for them. I agree. Good call. Back to the city we go. Wait, wasn't the warning I can't go back until I leave the studio? Now I have free reign again? I was expecting it to just like fade to black and I'm in the police station. I was also expecting like a dungeon and some kind of emergency to deal with. There it is. There's the emergency. Oh, my Enigma. Who could it be? Get the feeling someone's in need of our services. Special support section, Lloyd Banning speaking. Lloyd! Goodness, I finally got a hold of you. Oh, hi, Fran. Have you been trying to contact us for a while? I have, but for some reason none of my calls were able to get through. I even tried everyone else's Enigmas, but they were a total no-go too. Must have been an orbital wave jammer in the basement of the studio. Sorry about that, we ended up wandering out of signal range. What's going on? Do you have an urgent support request for us? Not quite, no. Half an hour ago, there was a train derailment on West Crossbell Highway. A what? Are you serious? I wish I wasn't. The 2nd Division is en route to investigate the scene. The CGF's on the way too, so there's probably no need for you to go. But I figured I should keep you guys in the loop, just to be safe. Got it. Thanks for telling us, Fran. If you find out more, let us know as soon as you can. Roger that. Is something the matter? Did Fran have something important to tell us? Well... What the hell? Derailment? It just went right off the tracks? Yeah, Fran said the 2nd Division and CGF are on their way there, so we can probably leave it to them. Then again... It would be hard to turn away from something so concerning. I'll say the timing is a little too suspicious for my tastes. I have my doubts that this was just a mere accident. Lloyd, what should we do now? We have until the end of the day to report on what we've learned about the society. For now, let's go to the scene of the accident. We can't overlook the possibility that some sort of foul play was involved, whether from a cryptid or otherwise. At the very least, we can lend a hand investigating the crash site. Agreed. We should hurry. Probably best to take our new ride if we're looking to get there ASAP. Okay. I'm gonna call here on this game for now. I might... Actually, I'm gonna end stream because I should make dinner. If nothing else. My intention is to stream again a little bit later tonight. Probably not this game. It depends on how my voice feels in a few hours. I might do this a little bit more. And then move on to, like, Final Fantasy or something. But my voice is feeling it. I really feel it approaching the 3-hour mark. So yeah, if you enjoyed your time here, feel free to follow if you're not done so already. But until next time, thanks for hanging out.